Hello, darling hearts. Gaps Coach Emma here, timelesscookery.com if you want to go and have a look. Resentment, anger, frustration, hatred, all of these really negative emotions, they've been coming up all around me this last couple of weeks. I don't know what it is, eclipse season or what is it? I don't know, but like everyone around me is having meltdowns, bursting into tears, being angry, being resentful about things. And this emotion, resentment, is so destructive. We've got to try and find a way to forgive and find some kind of neutral acceptance so that we can move on and get on with our lives. Because when you're sitting there fuming about something that someone hasn't done, hi JP, oh hi, it's Julia, hi. It's something that somebody hasn't done, or maybe it's John Michael. Something, you know, that you're feeling resentful about, that you're feeling like, if only they did that, then that wouldn't be, you know, you're pointing fingers. I used to go out with Sotiris Pavlopoulos in Greek. He was in Greece, he was my ancient Greek. My dad used to call him because he was a bit older than me when I was in my 20s. He used to say, when you point at someone with your finger like this, you will notice that you have 3 fingers pointing straight back at yourself. So pointing fingers at somebody else, you need to just take a bit more responsibility than that. You just can't go around pointing fingers at people. And mostly, we lose our rag and lose control of our emotions when we're hangry, as my teenagers call it. They call it being hangry when they're hungry and it makes them angry. So there's a salutary lesson, isn't there? It's like, let's not get to the point of being hangry and angry and resentful and, you know, these emotions just eat us up. All we need to do is eat well, and then the emotions won't eat us up. That's my very simplistic view of the extraordinarily complex human psyche, that we've got this sort of range of emotions. You must have seen, or you may have seen, the granddaddy of kinesiology. He had a book called Power versus Force. So are we going to force things, or are we going to use our power to make things happen? You know, by creatively visualizing, or by taking opportunities, or by facilitating, or by being open-minded and compassionate and making opportunities available to other people to do things. I don't know, work together. And, you know, you can either spiral up and out of situations, or you can spiral down and out. There's that well-known phrase, down and out. We don't want to be down and out. We want to be up and at 'em, you know. And the granddaddy of kinesiology, is it Richard Dawkins? I can't remember his name. I'll try and find it. But anyway, he wrote a great book called Power versus Force. And in it, kinesiologists across the world got together to calibrate human emotions from grief and guilt, which are very close to 0, which is dead. You know, it goes 0, dead, 5, 10, you know, grief, sorrow, sadness, guilt. They're the good Catholic, you know, emotions that they elicit in the Catholic Church. Guilt and shame. You know, they're the lowest of the low on the emotional scale. So forget feeling guilty, forget feeling shameful, because they are the lowest. They're worse than anger and hatred and all of that. They are really so low that it's like you feel like your life's not worth living if you have those emotions. So let's just like forget what's in the past, because there's nothing you can do about it. So never mind about guilt and shame, forget them. I forget how the calibration goes exactly, but it gets to, it's all the negative emotions like resentment that I was talking about, like anger that eats you up, and then it gets to courage. And there, they draw a line. And that courage, it's a sort of turning point. So, despite all the crazy weirdness that's going on out there and all the everyone kicking off, and I don't know what's happening in your world, but in my world around me at the moment, everyone's kicking off. It's like there's this crazy high emotions and uncontrolled emotions and lots of sadness and anger. And anyway, what I'm saying is, if we can clean up our act and stay at courage and above, we'll be able to spiral up and out. And what we can do to help ourselves do that is to make sure we get well nourished, stop poisoning ourselves. So that means forget grains, forget veg oils, forget refined sugar. Stick with high-fat animal fats, fermented dairy, eggs, lots of meats, fishes. You know, my flatmate just came in, my roommate, my housemate. She was like, what can I eat? What can I eat? The gas man's in, put in the new boiler. I haven't had any hot water or heating for like over a week now. and it's no water as well today because they're putting the new boiler in. No gas, can't cook anything. So she's like, what can I eat? What can I eat? So we whipped up some mashed mackerel, opened a tin of mackerel, mashed it with some butter. And then the other thing we had was half a tin of coconut milk with a raw egg. Okay, that's pudding. She's not going to be hungry on that, is she? But she didn't eat anything that poisoned her. Do you see? So we stop poisoning ourselves. We eat the high nutrient-dense foods, high-fat nutrient-dense foods. And we can also do something called a coffee enema. That means it's a bit like putting water in your mouth, swilling it around and spitting it out again, but at the other end. With a tiny little applicator, you allow water to come flooding into your colon, and then, do it in the bath, where you're nice and relaxed with some hot salts, and then let it all out. And you can do the same with coffee. I sometimes use coffee and cream. A nice bit of cultured cream to introduce some probiotic bacteria to that region of my anatomy. Because I tell you what happens is when the coffee gets into the colon, all the blood vessels around the colon have a direct line to the liver, and the caffeine in the coffee enema makes the liver pulse. It makes it spasm a little bit and pulse, and that helps to evict and eject the little nodules of debris that are bits of parasite and bits of poisons that your body's wrapped up in cholesterol into these tiny little stones, like, little cholesterol stones to protect you. So your body, it's a naturally occurring protective mechanism that the body does. Everybody's got stones in their gallbladder. Everyone's got stones in their little tiny, stones, they call them, in your liver, in your kidneys, and then your body flushes them out. That's the way it works. But then, if you keep on being toxic and don't manage to flush them out, they get bigger and bigger and bigger, and then they can get calcified, and then suddenly you've got like a rock hard something nasty stuck in your organs, which is going to hurt when it comes out. Let's not let it get that far. So a coffee enema helps to make the liver spasm a little bit to evict these little bits of debris. It cleans your liver out. It gets your liver much cleaner so that you can function better, basically. And in the Chinese medicine world, they talk about liver being the seat of anger. So if you are angry, finding yourself out of control angry, we were talking about it yesterday on a live, for every minute that you're really, really enraged and angry, the physiological changes, the hormonal changes that take place in your body take about 7 hours to relax afterwards. The cortisol, the adrenaline, your rah, takes about 7 hours for your body to rebalance itself after that. You can't digest anything if you're in that kind of a mood. You cannot digest anything if you're angry, frustrated, in any of those, anything below courage, anything below courage. If you're in any of those emotions, you won't be able to digest your food because your body will be in a state. You need to be in a state of courage and above, of peace and calm, to be able to digest your food properly. Anyway, if you're interested in exploring becoming superhuman, I'd love to be your friend and hang out with you. You can come to Timeless Cookery Club. If you want to come and hang out with me in retreat at Normandy this winter, I'm going to be doing over Christmas. Instead of doing Christmas, I'm just going to eat good food and talk about how to heal and give you other healing modalities that I can't mention on this platform because they don't want me to talk about stuff like that. But we've got loads of stuff up our sleeve of how we can all find our balance. And it's really exciting and really lovely. So come and hang out with me in Normandy over Christmas if you like. And if not, join the club, Timeless Cookery Club. Lots and lots of love to you, and I hope you will feel peaceful and calm and find compassion for those who are angry or hangry. Or, if you're interested in exploring coffee enemas, you know where to come. All right. Lots of love. I wish you all clean livers. Bye.